So I don't know how many times we've said this, but JSL Review, since you must be another person that doesn't really pay attention to content, he talks about really basically not knowing what the foldable phones are for. He goes on to talk about trying to get your information the quickest, the fastest, and how that since they made the cover screen, the front of the screen larger, now that they did that, people don't want to open it up. Basically, he's saying that it defeats the purpose now because who wants to open up their phone when their screen in the front is the same size as any other slab phone? And that's basically because it's a tool, right? And you don't know, yes, you, JSL Review, you do not know what the purpose and the intentions of having a foldable phone is. It's like the people that always use a word and then you say, can you define that word or tell me what it is? And they're like, and they can't think of it. So they use words without knowledge, right? Well, I'll tell you, because I've come across a lot of channels that don't know what the purpose of foldable phones are. I've heard people say, oh, they're for media content. Oh, it's for brain rot. It's just to open it up and then have like so much more room and display, or oh, it's to replace a tablet or an iPad. And I've heard others say, oh, it's just for more information, more just added brain rot and more of everything. It's larger display. You can just have more websites and this and that. So here's the truth. Foldable phones, just like this one, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. The real purpose of this phone is for what the manufacturer says, multitasking. But what does multitasking mean? Is to do things when you're living life and you need to do multiple things at one time on apps, right? So rather if you're in a car and you want to hear your playlist, whatever you use, if you're going to use Apple or you're going to use Spotify or YouTube or whatever you use for music on all these other apps, even from third parties, you can buy yourself a vehicle phone holder, have it there, open up the phone, do either a 90-10 split or a split screen, open up your music app on one side, and then go ahead and open up your maps at the same time. And with that split, it's basically putting two phones side by side. So not only does it make it more efficient, you can see what you want on your playlist, tap on it over here, change music, whatever. And then on the other side over here, if you need to change any settings for your maps or zoom in or zoom out or change or look for other stuff, you can have a full display of what's going on here. Or if you want to switch this for some reason, pretend you stop. You're going to get a quick bite to eat or whatever. On this side, you can still do a Google search or whatever it is for whatever it's a place to go or food or whatever you're checking on, and then go back over here to this display, whether it be still listening to your playlist or checking out whatever your daily plans are for that day, right? Whatever it is, if it's an appointment, if it's another add-on to what you want to write down or whatever, you can use it for whatever app. Well, now that you're in your convenience of a parked vehicle and you're just stopped, you can use these two different apps and switch back and forth between them, or you can delete the both of them and have one huge display of either a map or wherever the place you're going to, an event, and then have not only just one line because it would just be a phone, but you're going to have this plus 4 rows of information plus whatever's on this side. And you might ask yourself, well, why does that come in handy? Because try to do that when you have to minimize, and yes, you can do split screen on some of these phones. I heard you can on the iPhone, but even with that, you're seeing about the size that you would on the largest smartwatch. Like that's the display of it. It wouldn't be very, like, yes, it's manageable, but it would be like searching whatever you're searching on an app on a smartwatch. It's just not very, the information that can be provided on the screen is very limited. On a foldable phone, oh, you can open that up and it's basically having a phone screen here and then another phone right next to it. And then if maybe you're at home or whatever, you finish the rest of your day or whatever you're doing, and you want to watch Netflix or whatever YouTube video, and depending on what you're doing, instead of putting your phone in landscape mode, which is sideways or horizontal, then that's all you would have to be doing. But with a foldable phone, you can turn your phone landscape and you can still have the top part, but it's not necessary because if you open it, you still have the large amount of screen that would be in a regular slab phone. And then on the bottom half, you can have another app completely open to do whatever else you want to do. And that's why we say, and that's why it says multitasking. It's not for media consumption. It's for multitasking. And yes, if you have Netflix or whatever streaming service, you can actually zoom into it and use the entire display, the whole entire screen, which can come in handy because it makes the screen literally like a big screen TV. And it works for everything, especially gaming, which you can really tell the difference. It's like literally having a Nintendo Switch or a handheld gaming console or even a tablet or an iPad in your pocket, portable. And it has all your information that you would need, right? Cell service. It has all the capabilities of any phone, flashlights, the apps, the contacts, the gaming, you name it, it has it. And that's why people are so drawn to this. Now, for $2,000, of course not. People are not doing, that's ridiculous. But that's what it's for. It's for multitasking, and that's what it was made for. And you know how many people would come on and say, oh, but the screen size is the same size if you would hold if you're watching a video and you would hold your phone and then put it in landscape. But yes, now that the screen is 8 inches instead of the regular 7.4, 7.6, and it is 8 inches, it will always be bigger. But if it isn't, you can always zoom in, but that's not what it's purpose for. The purpose is for, you can watch your videos up here, YouTube, Netflix, whatever, streaming services. And then at the bottom half, it's just like having a phone in landscape mode and then another phone on top of it, just the screen. And you can use this top for videos or comments or whatever. And then on the bottom, you could be checking your emails. You could be texting. You could be watching something else. You could be playing, a game or literally what they call doom scrolling or whatever you want, checking something else or Googling something, or that's what's so crazy about it.